Hey, welcome everybody to the Mommypreneur series. I already know you're trying to figure out, wait a second, am I watching the right show? Yes, you are watching the right show. This is the State of Events. I'm Anjuli Marshall, your guest host on today's show. So I'm obviously not Sonia, but I'm here to do some really, really cool stuff. And Sonia kind of gave me the reins to do this today. So I'm so excited, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And thank you to the amazing TSO community and team for having me as a guest on today's discussion. I am so excited. You're going to be really excited too once you meet our guest. She is a powerhouse. Her name is Chandra Sanders, and she is part of the Mom Project, and she has a cool business called Hustle and Heels. Welcome, Chandra. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I say powerhouse because that's exactly who you are. It's exactly what you are. And by the end of this, everybody's going to know it. So I'm so excited. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So let's talk a little bit about, first of all, you're a mom first, right? So let's talk about your family, talk about your babies. I want to hear everything.
Of course. Yes, I'm Chandra Sanders. So happy to be here and share a little bit about me, my family, my career, my life as a serial entrepreneur. But first, let's start with the kids. And so I am a mom of three. I'm a single mom of three. I have a 7-year gap between all of my kids. So I have a 19-year-old, I have a 12-year-old, and I have a 5-year-old who actually just started kindergarten today. So I'm having all the feels, but very excited
I know
about where we are right now.
Let's talk about your mommy heart with that. How you doing?
I am doing wonderful. Yes, there was a little bit of emotion this morning, not sadness, but happiness, because again, this is my third time sending a kindergartner off to school, right? And so it's like my house is quiet. Finally, it's quiet. It hasn't been quiet in 5 years. And so I'm very happy to be at this space where I could just like work and be uninterrupted and not have to run down and fix a snack or not have to do all these things. So today is actually a very great day. Yes, I'm a little bit all in my feelings about him going to kindergarten, but I'm so proud of him. He's in a great space. I know he's going to do well, but again, still actually kind of happy that my house is quiet, at least for a couple of hours.
Congratulations. You're going to be able to get so much done. And even, like I'm sure that you're really going to appreciate this more and more and more as more time goes on and this becomes the norm. I do have one question though. Did he say goodbye? Did he give you a hug before he just ran off and started high school, kindergarten?
Yes, of course. He gave me a hug. He gave me a couple of kisses, but then he saw all the other kids playing and there was Play-Doh out. There were other little trinkets out for them to play with. So he really went in, sat down and got started with the group right away.
I love that. He's, when they're ready, when they do that, they're ready.
Yeah, he's ready.
Well done. Well done, Mom. Oh, I know your heart. I know. Well, let's go ahead and just get into your journey as a mom. You guys, I told you she's a powerhouse. Get ready for this. I would love to know for our viewers to know your story. And that's going to set everything up for so much more. Can you talk a little bit about your story? You started in foster care and there's a lot to go over.
Yeah, of course. So I like to preface my story by saying I went through literally a series of essential upgrades to get where I am today, and I'm still upgrading, right? But it's just the way I look at them. So yes, I started my life in foster care for at least the first 6 months, but then was adopted by my adoptive family who really gave me the experience, the exposure, everything I need to be able to fulfill my life and continue to grow and have confidence and faith in all the things so that I could keep moving forward, right? Even though I experienced a little rough start in life. But yes, so started my career a long time ago as a high school Spanish teacher, also had a children's boutique, a mommy and me boutique as well, but also doing this while raising kids, right? And so I have been able to pivot many times in life. Like I said, started my career a long time ago, and I have to say that, as a high school Spanish teacher, but honestly was not being fulfilled. My mother and both my father are retired from the school system. My dad was a principal, my mom was a guidance counselor. And so I felt like I'd lived that life before, right? And so I really wanted to do something that was out of the ordinary, that my mom hadn't done, that my family hadn't done. And so after working in education, or I would say like high school, for 2 years, I did venture out and work for a couple of universities in Louisiana, started some online schools there, but then honestly had this light bulb go off and started applying for jobs in the Bay Area because I knew my purpose and I knew what I wanted. I knew the vision that I had for my life. And it was outside of the norm, outside of what I could really get in my remote town of Louisiana. And so light bulb went off. I decided to start looking for jobs in the Bay Area just to transition and to pivot into the next upgrade in life, right? And so I did that, packed my bags, moved me and my family to the Bay Area. And that's really when I got the experience, the exposure, the access, the opportunity that allowed me to continue growing in my career, continue growing in my personal development, continue helping put my family really in a better position than I was. And so, yeah, and that's how I'm here today.
Wow. Question. Has fear ever played a role in your life?
I can say that because I believe I went through some traumatic events that I don't remember as a kid, my adoptive family has always instilled in me, cultivated a growth mindset in me, filled my life with a lot of positive energy, positive motivations, and just the community and the support, right? And so I literally have like this deep-seated faith that anything that is coming against me or any place that I'm at, I'm supposed to be there. And if it's a challenge, I will definitely get out of that. But honestly, fear is just not my thing. I'm very courageous. I take risks. I go for things. I might have a vision and I see it. Like this is just what I do. So I have been able to overcome a lot of things in my life. I am a divorced mom, but that still has not stopped me. I'm a single mom, but that still has not stopped me. I also had an early COVID layoff. That didn't stop me, but I also didn't let fear get into my system because I had to ensure that I would be able to get another job to take care of my family.
Can we talk about that early COVID layoff? Let's talk through where you were, because I'm sure with the job you felt some security. That's like something that every mom would like to have, I would imagine. And then what happened and how long did it take you to get back on your feet?
Yeah, so moved to California about 8 years ago, right? And that's when really my career opened up. I was able to work at multiple Fortune 100 companies as a senior tech consultant. I worked at companies like Pfizer, Google, Anthem, all of the major companies. And so again, because I'm a risk taker, and again, because I like having all different sorts of experiences, I had worked at big tech company, right? I worked at the major pharmaceutical industry, major healthcare company, major manufacturing company as a consultant. And so there was an opportunity that came up to work on a tech project for a retail store, right? Amazing retail store. I was like, I hadn't done a tech project in retail. Let's go for it. Because again, I like to ensure that I have varied experiences just so that I could always put myself in position to win just in case I'm laid off or just in case I want to make a pivot. I always ensure that I have multiple skills that I can pull from, right? And so again, I took this project in a retail store as a tech consultant. And that was during COVID when all the retail stores shut their doors, right? And my project got cut and I rolled off on the bench, right? As a consultant, after your project rolls off, like you're on the bench for a bit. And honestly, no one was doing much hiring at that time for consultants because there was just so much uncertainty. And so I rolled off and knew I needed to find a job to take care of my kids because again, like I'm the sole provider for all of them and myself, right? And I always want to make sure that I'm able to give them a good life, right? And so I was just looking for jobs. I knew that I did not want to sacrifice my family for a job. I hadn't worked in an office since 2017. So that's something that I was not going to do.
Gotcha.
So even though I needed a job, I was not desperate, right? Like I knew what I wanted. I had a vision. I knew what I wanted. I knew I wasn't going to sacrifice my family. I love taking them to school. I love picking them up. I love being able to integrate the life and the family and not have to choose and have that mom guilt about it. And so there were some jobs available, but I wasn't really going to just take anything, right? So I knew that I was put in that position and what I needed was going to be there for me without having to sacrifice. And so I just did a simple Google search, found the Mom Project. There was this amazing role to start this strategic initiative called Rise. And I secured this job literally 3 weeks after being laid off. And I'm just so thankful that it happened. But of course, I never doubted that it was going to happen because, again, I am very intentional about the skills that I have. I'm very intentional about where I have worked. I'm very intentional about all of the things that I do, right? And so, so I just found that job at the Mom Project 3 weeks later and has not stopped since.
Talk about the Mom Project because you guys are doing phenomenal things for mommies.
Yeah, so the Mom Project is a digital talent marketplace really committed to helping moms get access to billions of dollars in economic opportunity, right? And connecting these mothers to companies that also value diversity, equity, and inclusion, and also value mothers and working parents, right? And so
beautiful.
That is the for-profit side of the Mom Project. I launched Rise, which is the not-for-profit arm of the Mom Project, and we are 100% committed to helping mothers, helping women of color who were so disproportionately impacted from COVID-19, helping them really gain access to opportunities, but not just gain access to opportunities, gain access to skills at no cost, gain access to a community, gain access to employers, gain access to major sponsors such as Apple and such as Google, who are really committed to helping give these ladies an opportunity that they probably wouldn't have had otherwise.
Wow. When you wake up in the morning, what is like one of the first things you think of when it comes to, because you help so many people, how do you not get lost in, because I do believe that there is a difference between, there's a balance that has to be met in your life because you're a mom, you're giving, that never stops. And from a wonderful place, a wonderful heart, right? We love our babies, but you also are VP of this amazing organization that gives. And then you started this nonprofit portion of this wonderful organization. And so now you're giving times 25, how do you balance that?
I have to make sure that I take time for me and my mental space. And that is very important to me. If I am not in the right space, I can't give to my kids. Or if I'm not in the right space, I'm giving them something that they don't need. Right. And so same thing with work. Like I have to make sure that my mental state, that I remain positive, that I take time for me to be able to deal with life and deal with all the thoughts and just deal with everything and ensure that I am at a high, that I have a high level of emotional intelligence, stability, all the things so that I can continue to impact my family, but also continue to impact the ladies that I impact on a daily basis. Because again, like I've been in those situations, right? I've had to make a way out of no way. I am a single mom and I'm faced with challenges all the time, but it's how you deal with those things. And my mindset is how I'm able to deal with those things. So I take time for myself. I listen to affirmations. I recite affirmations. I take walks, 30 minutes a day just to decompress and just to think. I spend a lot of time thinking. I do a lot of introspective work. And that is the only way I'm able to continue to give to everyone because I have to also give to myself.
What are the qualifications if a mommy wants to apply for a Rise grant? Because you guys offer grants as well, correct?
So yes, there's scholarship opportunities, right? And so all you have to do is number one, be 18 years or older, have access to a computer. And honestly, sometimes if you don't have access to a computer, we can provide that because we do have sponsors such as Apple, such as Google, who help to to sponsor the ladies in the program, right? And so we're asking a couple questions in the application, right? And so we want to know the vision that you have for yourself. We want to know the type of certification that you want. We also want to know how you see yourself in the future, right? We want you to be able to articulate your dreams. We want you to be able to articulate your goals for yourself. And honestly, that's the application process. Very simple, but very straightforward, right? It is a fast track program. These ladies can complete the program in as little as 6 weeks or 6 months. And so we want to make sure that you have the attitude, the aptitude, and you can actually articulate all those things in your application, because it is fast paced, right? It is a transformative program. Again, something else that we talk about all the time is that, and even in your life, when you're actually trying to go for different goals and you're really moving ahead and you're trying to reach different things, like challenges are going to come in your way just to test to see if it is what you really want, right? And so we just want to make sure that these ladies have the right mindset to do this in a fast-paced environment. But then after that, after you complete your certification, we do connect you with job opportunities as well.
Because mindset is extremely important.
It is
extremely important. Okay, so I am a nerd. Let's start by saying that. I'm very much a nerd. I love superhero things. And so when I look at you, I'm like, oh yeah, Chandra, she's a superhero, obviously. And so I have a quick question. This is totally a nerd question. What would you say is your greatest superpower?
My faith. And I say that because faith can be a couple of things, right? I'm not going to say what you need to believe in, but at least believe in yourself. I have a deeply rooted faith in not just myself, but also in other things, right? And so that is my superpower. I have a deep understanding, a deep knowing that everything is going to be okay, no matter what. There will always be a way out of no way. There will always be a way out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's my superpower. And that's the only way I can explain that.
I love that. Okay. So I'm assuming, as you know, are you a Marvel fan in any way?
Not really.
Okay. But you know superheroes. You know this.
Black Panther, of course, yes.
Yes. Every superhero has a nemesis. What's your nemesis?
Oh, that's a really great question. My nemesis, because I have to be so strong all the time, is being vulnerable. I just have to say that. And I'm going to say that it may come from being in foster care and not feeling safe. It may come from, divorce. But I know that I'm getting over it and I'm working to get over that, right? So I would say vulnerability is my nemesis.
So good. So good. I wonder how many other people can relate to that. Vulnerability is really hard when you have to be the pillar in so many arenas in your life. Vulnerability is very, very difficult. So kudos to you for knowing what it is.
Yep.
And I think the challenge with having a nemesis is that nemesis hits you again and again and again and again until you can figure out how to get through that and how to solve that puzzle. That nemesis keeps hitting you, but you are a superhero, Chandra.
And I'm working on it too. Like I think I finally overcome my nemesis, and I will be able to share more about that a little bit later.
I'm so excited. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Okay. Can we talk about mommyhood again? Because I love mommyhood so much. And then we're going to wrap up with reminding all of our viewers how they can get more connected with the Mom Project and with Rise and all those things, all these really important things. But for the really unimportant things, let's talk about some fun stuff. What's your favorite thing to do in your mommy alone time? And when I think of that, I think of mommy missions. So mommies that I talk to, I challenge always to give themselves a mommy mission, something that they have to do just for themselves, not for anybody else. Money you're going to spend on yourself, time you're going to have for yourself. So what is yours?
Quiet thinking time, honestly. I like to have that quiet thinking time to visualize, to imagine, and just to go deep within myself and my dreams and listen to the still quiet voice. And I need that time, and I cherish that time, because without that, I would not be where I am today. And that's like, I'm very much so on, I'm very much so a believer in intuition, instincts. And I want to make sure that I continue to hone into that. And so I ensure that I spend a lot of time with myself, my thoughts, just sitting outside. And it's very important to me.
I was just going to ask, what does your alone time look like? Where are you? What are you doing?
Outside on the patio.
Mm-hmm.
With a glass of water. Depending on the day, if it's the weekend, I might have a glass of wine, but definitely just alone, thinking with my own thoughts and listening.
Okay, great. 3 mental health must-haves.
3 mental health must-haves. Okay, I'm going to go back to something I may have said a little bit earlier.
Okay.
But for me, to remain in a state of mind, I know my purpose, I'm able to pivot, and I stand in my power.
So great.
Those 3 things right there keep me in a great state of mind, because I know my purpose, right? And so nothing's going to come against me that I can't deal with. But I'm also going to be led in the right direction.
So great.
Able to pivot. Even though I was laid off, I found the job at the Mom Project 3 weeks later, because I'm going to always make sure that I am putting myself in position to win. And that just alleviates a lot of mental stress.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then standing in your power. I've been through so much and have overcome so much.
Right.
Right. And so standing in all the things, the mistakes, the failures, the wins, I'm able to own all of those things, stand in all that, and teach lessons to my kids. I'm able to have them, look at me and admire the things that I've been through, because they've seen mommy through a lot of different transitions. And of course, they make fun of me all the time. Mom, remember when you did this? You remember when you did that? They don't ever let me forget anything. But the fact that they have seen me transition, and to me, to them, I'm like their superhero as well. But also all of that just allows me to continue to be in a great mental space.
That's so great. That's great. I don't know if you do this. I'm going to be vulnerable right now. I have been known to buy snacks and not share them with my children. Even if that means I have to eat them in the bathroom or in the closet. What is that snack for you? Do you have one?
It would be French fries from McDonald's, and I could just myself and just eat them in the car before I'm home.
Yes. For me, it's French fries from McDonald's, but not ketchup, barbecue sauce.
Oh, even better. I think I might sneak off and get some today. But yeah,
if you really want to treat yourself, dip those French fries in the milkshake.
Oh, I stay away from the milkshake. For me,
I feel you on that. I understand. I said treat yourself. Like that's for sure. If you had to eat one cuisine, just one, for 1 year, what would it be?
Spinach salad with salmon. Every day, all day.
You're a salad girl.
Yes.
Oh, I love that.
Love raw vegetables. I will eat spinach all day.
That's so random.
No, that's me. I'm random.
I love it. I love it. I'm a pasta girl.
Mm-hmm.
And specifically angel hair pasta. It does no wrong. I've had it for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, midnight snacks, hiding it from my children because my daughter's also a pasta lover. So, oh, yes. Okay, I'm getting hungry. You had 2 weeks to live in a foreign country. Where specifically would you live, and what would you do with your time?
I would go to Africa, something deep into culture, and learn all that I can, because there's value in history. And so I just want to go to where there's history of who I am, of my genealogy, all those things, and just learn how they managed and survived and how they lived. And I would do that. Go there.
That's amazing. If you could not do the Mom Project and Rise, could not do it, and you had to do something absolutely free, but it would, support your family, what would you do?
You mean free as in no pay?
Free as in you love it so much and it's such an adventure that you would do it. No pay.
I would speak to the masses.
What do you mean by that?
Share a story.
Be a storyteller.
Share a story, yes, and just inspire people with no pay.
You just be going around speaking to people and lifting everybody's heads. I love that.
I would.
That's
Just because
right
it exactly.
Let's be fair. You're doing that right now.
But it's something that I've seen. It's a vision that I've had. I feel like it's part of my purpose, and it is my responsibility to reproduce what's in me. And so either that is with pay or without. It's just that right now, currently, I'm able to do that along with other things, the Mom Project. But I've always just really been an inspiration to many women out there, and just helping women overcome.
Have you ever struggled with fear, Chandra?
I can't say I've struggled with fear.
Okay.
Right. I am a determined risk taker, overcomer, all the things. And so, yes, I may feel like a little bit of anxiety, but it has never crippled me. I've never been crippled by fear.
Yeah. What would you say to the mommies who are watching this right now, who struggle and are crippled by fear? Because you are a powerhouse. And when I think of you, I think of a torch bearer. You bear the torch and you light that path for so many women to come after you. But I know that there are women who are also called to do that, but they struggle with fear. What would you say to them?
Same thing, right? That I've been saying, which is like my motto, my mantra.
Mm-hmm.
Know your purpose. When you know your purpose, there's no fear because you know it's your purpose. And this is what you were born to do. And you have a gift that you were born to give and share. So that is literally why I don't have much fear, because I know what I'm supposed to do. Even though I may be confronted with whatever challenge it is, I know that ultimately it's going to get me where I need to be, right? So again, it is knowing your purpose, spending time with yourself so that you are sure, getting a vision for yourself and moving forward, right? And then standing in that power. There's just so much power whenever you decide to stand in your purpose and stand in your vision and go for that. And so that's what I would just tell them, like, know your purpose, spend some time with yourself, really get a vision for yourself, and don't hesitate.
Yeah.
Go forward. If you know it's meant for you, and if you have faith in yourself, and if you believe in your dreams, then you won't be crippled or startled by fear.
Oh, I just love it so much. I love mommyhood to my core. It is, and I know that you do too. It's just I've known for a very, very long time that I was being called to the business world to become a mommypreneur, to be an entrepreneur. And I'll tell you, once I had when I was pregnant with my first, because I have two little ones now, 1.5 and 3.5. And when I was pregnant with my oldest, a girlfriend of mine came up to me and she said, "Anjuli, I have a word for you." We are women of faith, she and I. And so, and as I know that you are too. And so she said, "I have a word for you. God wants you to know that you think that because you got pregnant, your dreams are going to die. Your business dreams are going to die. And you're not complaining about it. There's nothing sad about it. I mean, obviously there's, a grieving period, but that you're excited about mommyhood. But he wants you to know that you can have both. And the reason that you will have a flourishing, thriving business is not in spite of your child, but because of your child." And so I never forgot that. And now I've had my second a 1.5 years ago. I can't believe she's 1.5 years old. But now I'm being called out of the home again. Now that my nest I've been so comfortable and cushy in my nest. You know what I mean? And now being called into business again with a completely different business. This is my third business. And so I'm super, super, super excited. And I just feel like I got that shot in the arm that I needed from talking to you.
Mhm.
And I just want to thank you so much. My dream is to help moms who are in business or have a business dream in their hearts. And they've been in business between 0 days and 12 months. So the new mommypreneur that just is figuring out, what the heck do I do now? I don't even know. I need a roadmap. And so I created an online course and just have this heart to help women figure out the next steps to take, because all you need is to take a step. Just one. Just one.
That's it. Just
Yeah.
one step. And I got chills whenever you were talking, because it's so, when you said you are going to have this business because of your kid, or it's going to help fuel your business ideas, that is so important. And I got chills when you said it, because like everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason, and it all works together. Just like I said, even, I take the skills that I learned as a mom, that I have as a mom, that I do at home, and translate this into what I do at work every day. Like I say all the time, moms are the C-suite of their entire family. They're the chief executive officer, they're the financial officer, they're doing conflict resolution. We are literally doing everything. We just take all of those skills and translate them and tell a story and just be able to do that effectively.
Which you do beautifully.
So do you.
It has been such a pleasure talking with you. Can you just wrap things up by telling all of the lovely, wonderful mamas out there how they can get involved with the Mom Project, and specifically with Rise?
Yes, of course. Anyone who is looking to, looking for a job, may not need upskilling, but just want a resource to help find a job, please go to themomproject.com. If you are looking for a no-cost upskilling opportunity, you can find us at momproject.org. But also, you'll get a link. You can get redirected to that from themomproject.com.
Sure. Any final words you want to leave to all of our beautiful mamas out there from another beautiful mama, yourself?
Of course. This is the Mommypreneur series, right? Life is not going to be easy, but if you're determined and if you have that vision, go for it, right? You can do it. You can still be a boss mom and be a boss in your business, right? Just go for it. Like, if you need community, come over to the Mom Project. There are a ton of boss moms at the Mom Project. You'll definitely find a community of like-minded women as well, but find your tribe and keep moving forward.
Find your tribe, keep moving forward. And one of the things that you and I, when we were talking before this, you said something, Chandra, and I'm going to say it again. Like, I think I'm going to print this somewhere and put it up on my wall. You said, I don't have time for negative thoughts.
Nope.
You don't. For
You
all your mamas out there,
shut it down. Shut it down. Fuel it with something else.
Yeah. Chandra, you're amazing. You are a force to be reckoned with, and you are beautiful in every single way, and you are inspiration, and you are the torchbearer, and I'm so excited that I got a chance to chat with you today. Thank you for your time, and I hope that you have some time for yourself today, now that your house is quiet. I don't know what you're going to do, but I hope
I have no idea.
French fries, and try it with barbecue sauce.
I think I might go do that now. Well, I can.
Yes, please go do it now.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, it is our pleasure and our honor. Thank you so much, Chandra. Thank you guys for just coming here and getting, hopefully you got the shot in the arm that you need, all you mommypreneurs out there. Thank you for joining our podcast today and YouTube communities. I'm Anjuli Marshall. I am the guest host for today. Thank you, Sonia, for letting me be here and to have this cool conversation with this amazing mommypreneur. You are tuned in right now to the Mommypreneur series, where we highlight moms and mothers and mommypreneurs and all of us in the workforce. I hope you have a wonderful day, guys, and I hope you walk away completely changed by this. We'll see you guys soon. Bye.